why do people reject Jesus Christ without even taking time to consider his claims? It's amazing. You'll talk to someone about their faith and they'll say, well, I'm not into that. I don't believe that. Well, have you ever read the Bible? No. Well, I actually have a Bible here right now. Would you put that thing away? Well, it won't attack you. Put it away. Okay. You bring up the name of Jesus, it will stop a conversation cold. Or sometimes even if they discover you're a Christian. I was in Seattle a while back and we were holding some meetings there in preparation for our crusade. And so I was walking around town. Anyway, so I'm walking around town and someone told me that down near the fish market, there was a killer place that served clam chowder. I like clam chowder. So I went in and ordered a cup, and I'm talking with the guy about how they make it and, how long it takes. He's a very friendly guy, very chatty and so forth. And so as we're talking, I said, hey, I was wondering if I could put one of these flyers up. We're holding this event, and I gave him a flyer for our crusade, and he looked at that, and he read it, and he says, wait, that's a Christian band. I said, yeah, it's a Christian band. It's a Christian event. We're here to tell people about Jesus Christ and how to come into a relationship with him. This guy came unhinged. He just changed, and he was angry and started going off on all the things he disliked about the Christian faith. And, I just listened to him. I didn't interrupt him. I just let him go for a while, telling me why he did not believe in the gospel, why he didn't believe in the Bible, etc. And then we got to the end of his little tirade, and I said, well, let me ask you, what do you believe in? And then he went on to talk about how he believed in the environment, and it was all about the environment. And boy, when you just take plastic, it can ruin the environment. And ironically, with my clam chowder, I bought a bottled water from him. And I said, well, it's interesting you say all this because I'm buying this bottled water from you. How do you feel about selling that to me in light of what you said? And he said to me, every time I sell a bottled water, I lose a piece of my soul. I thought he was joking. I said, right, you're kidding, right? I am not kidding. Okay. Well, it's interesting how when the gospel comes up, people react. And this is what was happening here. They wanted to stop Jesus. Here's what I have found. I have found that the most intolerant people are the ones that talk the most about being tolerant. Have you noticed that? Christians are accused of being intolerant, but I find that is not the case at all. I find that a Bible-believing Christian, though he or she wants others to believe in Jesus and will try to persuade a person to believe, is tolerant. And by tolerant, I mean we're willing to accept that other people have different beliefs. So we engage them with the gospel. Yes, we make no bones about the fact we want them to believe. It might even be a spirited discussion. But if they say, I don't want your Jesus, I don't want to believe, we don't hold a gun up to their head and say, believe or I'll kill you. We just say, okay, well, you know what? This is what I believe, and I hope that you'll come to see this truth for yourself. I'll pray for you. We're nice to them. In effect, we're tolerant. We recognize not everyone's going to see things the way we see it. So we're willing to coexist, as the bumper sticker says, and be tolerant. But I find that the people that are intolerant are the ones that talk about it the most. You'll say, well, listen, you can have your beliefs. My belief is Jesus is the way to go. Well, that is bigoted, and that is closed-minded, and they'll get angry at you, and they talk so much about tolerance. And people were not tolerant of Jesus at all when he came to this earth. They wanted to stop him. Why do they want to stop him? The same reason people don't want to hear the gospel today. They don't want to change their ways. Jesus said in John 3:19, this is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but men love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who is evil hates the light and will not come to the light lest his deeds be exposed.